Hello everybody, trust you all feeling as great as I am. Of course, on top of the world. Having woken up once again with nature sparkling in my eyes, fulfilling my soul, in turn inspiring me to be with you once again, letting you know that life is not easy, but of course, worthwhile. But never fear when Vic is near. Born in Lisbon, Portugal in 1954 under a dictatorship by the then government of the day, headed by one of the longest serving members of parliament in history. His name was Salazar, a total of 42 years in government, ruling for 36 years as Prime Minister until 1968. Life was arduous, even for a youngster like me that always chose to be nosy, making me aware of what was happening. Maybe not understanding it fully, but knowing that the environment was not conducive for the bottom of the ladder natives of the country. There were only two categories of people. The one, of course, the super rich, 10% maybe, and number two, the super poor, maybe 90%. Extremely unbalanced, guys. Of course, I became ill, in a way of speaking, hence making me a revolted child, so much so that I was expelled from school at the immature age of 10. Then working as a delivery boy until we immigrated to South Africa in 1966. I could not heal my soul in the environment that originally made me ill, and could not offer me any hope whatsoever. I knew that my personality could not shine in that environment, and due to circumstances, I created a character that I knew did not fit my persona, hence making me feel that I was just a vagabond. My dad eventually decided to immigrate, looking for greener pastures, and I was over the moon when I heard about it. But leaving 3/4 of your most loved ones behind was not going to be easy. But of course, there was a good reason why we were doing it. Life on the other side could not be worse than what we were experiencing. We were rock bottom, guys, so it could only get better. Prior to embarking, I made sure that I had enough courage to detach myself from my beloved family and cross those oceans, making sure that I lost sight of the shores of exit. Guys, it does not matter how old you are. What is important is to have a valid, justifiable reason why you are doing it. Not that I had any say in the matter. My parents had already made up their minds. But what was important for me was that we had to simply change the existing environment. Today, I can look back with a gleeful heart and soul, thanking my parents for the decisions taken, and tap myself on the back for always recognizing and being aware of life situations with all its pros and cons. The most important factor was that I simply had another opportunity of having another shot at the bullseye, so to say. I felt like I had been reborn, as I always knew what I wanted, but was still a little frustrated kid, as there was still another obstacle, and that was that those days kids were only supposed to be seen and not heard. Whatever you said meant absolutely nothing. Now, with a change, there was the feeling of hope, and a sort of total freedom in which things would start changing and eventually all would fall into place. New horizons, of course. That's what it is. As time progressed, life was not easy at all. I climbed mountains and fell into valleys, many times having to flow with the current of the river below. I've traveled through some difficult and arduous paths and roads, but at the end of the day, I knew what I always wanted, eventually leading me to beautiful things and great destinations. During my journey, when life became unbearable, I simply laid back, flat on the bed, shut my eyes, and thought extremely deeply. Figuring out my passion, having faith in myself, and of course, my purpose would automatically surface. I had many spats with my parents between the ages of 10 and 18. This was the time when my parents got divorced, and I had no other option but to fend for myself. This was the beginning of my goal setting in life and working arduously towards achieving it. Today, I smile when I think of all the good, bad and ugly memories. Of course, you can never forget them. But I smile even more just thinking of the yet to be made memories through all the to be made innovative encounters. Still today, guys, I surprise myself, of course, enriching my soul. We all have to believe that whatever happens in life, be it good, bad or ugly, if we accept it on the bright, positive side, it will always change your life for the better. Just take this and think about it. Guys, the best thing that ever happened in my life, was the decision by my parents to look for greener pastures and immigrating. The second best was when my parents got divorced. Wow. Sounds like odd and strange, but of course true and real. The third best thing was when I set a goal, putting me where I find myself today. Just accept turbulence and always make sure that you take responsibility for your destiny. Remember that we all have souls that can blossom in nature. To enrich your soul, just simply create your own sunshine, whether the environment is gloomy or dark. Love yourself and others, as this will be the common language used to transcend any boundaries. Guys, that is where I've come from, and that is what's made me. I wish you a choice of the right, the correct, and the most successful trip. Once again, lots of health and courage to make all those hard, harsh decisions that one has to make in our life. I wish you bon voyage. Thank you for the allocation of time once again. It's always a great pleasure. Bye.